What's up, YouTube? It's Blaze here at about 1:20, July 8th, and I'm here 1:20 in the morning, 1:20 a.m. I'm here to express some personal personal beliefs and a attempt to organize this new project that I am attempting to proliferate, or whatever the word would be, to manifest into this universe or whatever. So this project I'm going to call for now Beginnings of a New Chapter, and it's a book that I'm working on, and that is probably not going to be the title. I have the title coming, but I'm going to slowly integrate that into my expression, and may not publicly express it until the book is mine, due to the potential of somebody else taking the name and trademarking of what I want my book to be. And I don't want to come up with a title and then have to change it due to someone else's getting to it first. And I've already looked it up and it's available, so yada yada yada. But I'm writing a book for many reasons, and I want to articulate them right now so that I can listen to this over again and inspire myself, or further the kind of facilitate my own action, so that I can have a reference, so that I can hear my own voice talking about my own goals, so that I can remind myself that that is what I want to go through, or to act on. So, and also potentially inspire you, the viewer, to write a book. So a book is, a organized expression that will present information for a limited amount of time, for as long as time will permit the book to have influence. So you write a book in English, for example, only English readers can read it until it is translated. And you can only, you could break that down a million more ways, that a book is only able to be appreciated as long as time enables its influence. So the wisdom that I bring and the influence that I bring writing this book will exist forever. So each vibration of my voice right now will echo against all things for the rest of eternity, even though that they are selfish indulgences of my own expression. So my name is Blaze Harmon. I'm 19, and I'm living in a predicament. I am human. I am in the influence of an environment that is categorized by a hierarchy of different influences that I can perceive through my own identity. I am Blaze. I struggle with financial recognition and ability, freedom. I struggle with cultural expression and communication. I have a plethora of ideas and an abundance of potentiality that I wish and hope to act upon in order to influence all that I am within. especially my human brothers and sisters. So this may sound like some metaphysical crazy shit, but it's really not to me. It's a philosophy of how I have understood my circumstance of right now. And so it's a lot more than I can put into this video. And really I'm trying to just speak as if I have an audience so that I can be the audience in the future and have a third party perspective on what is being spoke and what the expression is. Like if I write something, for example, I want to read over it and try to orientate myself as much as I can of a viewer and an observer that is not just I, but like objectify the world and kind of be like, how would somebody digest this? My goal with this book is to present a philosophy to life that will hopefully integrate into my surroundings in order to perpetuate my own selfish expression, while also assuming and guessing of the best way I personally at the moment can bring a state of honesty and wisdom into this world. So I want to write a book that necessarily isn't chapter based and isn't I don't like I want to write a book that is chronologically explaining the systematic my beliefs on the systematic what's the word? Like what being a human is, like the human establishment, what being I is, like how I aim to communicate what this process is in layman terms and in a way, because an idea and an emotion is something that necessarily doesn't have connotation and diction and communicative expression is a way of filtering through the available technologies of our society and integrity in order to articulate and express a desire, a selfish passion. So I do realize that the further I establish a philosophy, the further that I climb a ladder of knowing, the more that I will have to accept when my beliefs have been contradicted by some new cataclysm of my environment. So I believe that we are all granted the choice of acceptance and rejection. And inherently, we, as humans, are asking questions to receive answers. It's a cycle of questions and answers that build off each other to create a more intimate relationship with the subject in our environment, with the catalyst of our palette. As Blaze, now this isn't something that is observable, but more of a dedication and discipline of a thought that, as a limited perspective, as Blaze, as a personality, a personalization, a bias, as a subject within the infinite, that I have a sole intention, that I bring something that is strictly personal into the universe, that I bring a subjective interface and a tune that will harmonize with everything around me, whether that's good or bad. I will be a secular drop in the ocean of chaos. So all of my thoughts right now are assimilations of all the experiences I've had in the past, and a assumed perpetuation of all that I wish to see in the future and objectify as something that's worth a damn. So underneath all of existence, and I know I can't really speak for existence in a way, not all of it at least, but as a cultural belief, a personal belief even, that underneath all of this potentiality is a fundamental source, a fundamental all, a fundamental love, a fundamental fire, whatever you want to connotate this all as. Some call it God, some call it I, some call it love, some call it anything, everything, all things. But there is a permitting force that is, and some call it the collective experience. So in my personal belief or thought, that everything and all things is conscious, maybe not alive and animated, but it exists, it is influential, it is conscious, that ultimately, as a subjective interpreter of the all, I have to objectify what that all potentially is, so I can establish a expression of the self to influence life in a way that I think is the most presentable and digestible, to facilitate growth that I wish to see in the future circumstance that I am hoping that I will be able to indulge in. So I will have more to come that's a little more organized. I hope if you've listened to this that it's meant something to you, and I hope that you leave feedback in correspondence to aids and potential tips for how I can go about writing a book, techniques, tips about the subject matter that I'm discussing, tips about diction, grammar, resources, anything. Because I very much understand that I'm capable of doing this, but community really inspires me to utilize my time in a way that I feel is the most progressive and crucial to myself. So, I love you very much. I appreciate you. You mean a lot to me. And I know that I used to post a lot more. And I know that I used to have a lot of energy for this platform. And I do. I'm actively showing it now. Yet, I hope that any of you who do follow me and do have some sort of intimacy with the lessons that I bring understand that everybody has their own personal bubble of time and humanity that they bring to this world. And that, for example, I work my fucking ass off in order to be comfortable and live in a way, or not comfortable, but to be able to take care of myself, to be able to plant some seeds for my future, and to live in a state of contentment in some ways. I find comfort in the uncomfortable because it teaches me often to be disciplined and to surrender to what I am within. Yet, part of me that seeks the uncomfort or discomfort also seeks contentment. And even though sometimes I stand out in the rain and ride my bike in the rain on purpose, does not mean that I don't want to sleep with a pillow. I wish to be disciplined in many areas and am constantly choosing to act through self-discipline, but everybody needs some leisure and some ease in their life. Because if you push an engine further and further and further and further and further and further and further, eventually you'll run out of gas. So I love you. Hope you're good. And I'm gonna end this video on a peculiar note, actually. So like I said, it's probably like 1:30 now, 1:40. Got a shot of Everclear. Yes, let me remind you that I actually am 21. Yeah, that's true. You hear that? This is legal. Yeah, whatever. But it doesn't matter anyway, because I make my own choices. And I understand that overindulging in substance matter is an addictive quality of life and a way of coping with the predicament that we are within. But I understand boundaries. So Also, I've had 2 shots already, and you didn't know that. Or maybe you did. But yes. Oh man. It's like if you've never drank Everclear, I don't know how to explain it other than like drinking something like Sprite that burns. Like, it doesn't taste terrible, but it physically like reacts to your throat and your stomach and your taste buds, like in a way that's similar to like almost eating a really hot pepper or something. It's just fucking, be very mindful if you drink Everclear. Surgeon general warning, whatever, because it seriously is some crazy intense shit. And like, I grew up drinking a little stronger shit, honestly, but it's something that should be tapered with caution, and know your limit, know your body. Everybody learns from mistakes, but like, obviously drinking a whole fucking bottle of Everclear is not a fucking good idea. So I don't know why I just turned into Mother Blaze and telling you to like be mindful, but I felt obligated due to my exposure to such substance. So be good, YouTube. I will hopefully have more to express on beginnings of a new chapter, on which is not the title, trust me, on this belief that I wish to bring to the table. But I encourage you that if you are in, like, and this sounds selfish to me, and it is, but like, I'm doing this from the heart and I feel it. It's more important for me to release this than it is for me to, or not release it. It's more important for me to organize and establish these beliefs than it is for me to reap the rewards, the potential rewards of my actions of releasing this in a formatable, digestible, like, I don't know, format. But if you are financially struggling, I highly encourage you to look into assets and look into how to make residue passive income, because currently I work a job that pays $9.75 an hour, and I work I get paid bi-weekly, and I work roughly 76 to 80 hours a week. So if you do the math, including taxes, I make about $600. When I meant a week a second ago, I work about 80 hours every 2 weeks, 40 hours a week kind of thing. So I make a rough average of around $600 every 2 weeks, and including monthly expenses and the lifestyle that I have and the way that I am currently within my environment, I don't pocket that much every month. I pocket, and I don't know why I'm sharing these intimate thoughts, oh shit, but it's true. Like, I pocket an average of $700, $600, $800, depending on the circumstance, a month. And as a 19-year-old with many goals and things I want to do, like fucking traveling and fucking investing in opportunities like my friends and things like that, $800, $700 a month is small time shit. And I know that. So I'm about to find a way, because I'm writing this book for financial reasons, like in complete honesty. I'm writing this book to help me financially in the future and plant some seeds that I don't have to work on and that I can just let grow, like plant a good tree and just reap the rewards. Like, a smart idea, because me going to work every day is active income, and me being on the clock is something that I have to do. But if I go through the trials and errors of establishing some sort of asset that generates me passive income, then I can contribute to my monthly expenses in a way that alleviates some of that pressure of having to work. And it's just a really stressful way of living. And I want to work hard, but I want to be able to work hard doing things that I'm truly passionate about, not making fucking burritos. Because I have a new job, by the way. And legally, I guess I'm not supposed to discuss it, but I won't actually. But I work at Tijuana Flats as a line cook. Take it or leave it. If you hear me, Tijuana. Take it or leave it. But it is what it is, man. I understand that in the financial systematic hierarchy that I live in, that I am a small fry, that I am a bottom feeder, and I'll never be able to climb the ladder of wealth and freedom of doing the things that I truly wish to do without acquiring some sort of asset and like playing the game, not being played by the game. You can work to make money, or you can work to make your money make money for you. And I've read some books recently. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I've read Brave New World. I read Fahrenheit. I read this crazy book that I don't know the fucking title of because it's just ridiculous, about Laban movement analysis. And I'm reading The Coyote Oak right now. But like, all these things are teaching me in a way, okay, you don't need wealth to be happy. Don't think that for a second. You don't need wealth to be happy. Like, you need health to be happy, because that's like chemical neuroscience, but and neurology. But you need wealth to have a bigger umbrella of influence. And not everybody needs to seek to be rich. It would dilute the market, and some people just don't have the time and energy and have other things that they're more content on being intimate with. And maybe it's the masculinity, maybe it's the rationality, maybe it's my culture and my upbringing, maybe it's all those things. But I seek financial freedom. I seek the capacity to financially alleviate pressure of those that I love, to financially perpetuate the growth of those that I love, financially establish markets to degrade things that I dislike. So say, for example, you're against pollution. Establish some sort of system financially in a way that helps you, influence less pollution, less results of pollution, blah, blah, blah. You could take that in a million ways. And I'm just rambling now because I haven't made a YouTube video in a while, and might as well, and I have the capacity to continue to speak. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, love you too.